How's it going? Dylan, Miller Prospecting. And finally got this stupid thing to work. Every time, I swear, every single time I use this new YouTube studio, something different goes wrong every week. Every single week. I mean, I can't even pick it. Every week I come here early and I'm like, okay, let me adjust this because I'm getting used to all the silliness on YouTube, you know, this time, because every time you have to put in a new API key, and I remembered this time, I said, let me put in a new API key, made sure my microphone was working, which I'm sure it's working. Microphone check, yes, microphone check. And this time it was something different, something different, saying my internet wasn't good. Come on. Like Jurgen said, I was watching a lot of stuff. All right, let me catch up, say some highs to everybody that's been waiting for hours. What's up, John, Sherwood, Bryce? How's it going, Bryce? Brian Stevens, Jason G, Jurgen, how you doing? I know you've been waiting for hours, Jurgen. Brian Bulger, how's it going? Ouch, that hurts, Jurgen. Yeah, shipping to you is going to take forever. Hey, Guidos. Hey, Stuart. Jason G. 805 Gold Prospecting. I saw your email at 805 Prospecting. I thought I replied, but you know, I'm old, senile, so I'll check when the show's over. I'll make sure I reply to everyone's emails that might have emailed me. I gotta catch up tonight. Hey, Barrett LaChapelle. Yes, I'm late. Hey, Jackie Scott. Yeah, you got to pay for that new semi, huh? Hey, Orange Crush. William Isaacs. Josh Ortiz. What's up, Shovel Ed? Carl Ordway. The Bald One. How we doing? Reg Lab. Rod Kurt. Michael Williams. How's it going? Yeah, everything's doing good. CJ Hayes. How's it going? Yeah. Just living the dream, locked in my house all the time. And then when you go out to do anything now, it takes forever. I went to go do grocery shopping today, and they only let 50 people in the store. I mean, so you wait outside for 45 minutes to go in and pick through the food. It's ridiculous. You know, a 45-minute trip. Then they only let you get, one water. I mean, come on. Now that means I might have to go back tomorrow and wait in line again to get more water. It's crazy. What's up, Daniel Wilson? Ouch, Jackie. Hey, Jason Keith. Steven Schwant. I'm sure I just butchered that up. No. So, one thing comment on really quickly is all the Patreon. If you are a $10 or $25 member, all your Patreon rewards went out. They actually went out a while back, but I just forgot to post. I usually post it on Patreon when they go out, and I'll be posting that probably tomorrow. All the appreciation rewards went out yesterday, but if you're a $50 or $100 member, those Paydirts have still not gone out. I just been behind and totally kept forgetting, but they will be going out Saturday. So everything's a little delayed. Sorry about that, everyone. I usually try to make sure I'm on top of it for the first, but this month just got behind and I didn't get it in my shipment of Paydirt for the tier rewards. So troubles. Josh Ortiz, yeah, it sucks. Where I live, the water's horrible. Any tap water is pretty much horrible 90% of the places you live. So, I won't subject my kids. I'm old. I'm from New Orleans. I'm used to drinking really nasty water, so it doesn't bug me. But I'm not gonna subject my kids to drinking, horrible water. Not that tap water is much better. I mean, bottled water is much better. I mean, it's funny if you go to Walmart, all the bottled water's from Michigan. I mean, come on, everyone knows you don't drink water from Michigan. That's like bottling New Orleans water. Hey, Carl, order it. Yeah, the Walmart does that, and some of the stores are doing that around me. But it's just, Walmart, I think they're down to 500. They're only letting 500 people in at a time. But I went to Aldi's, and I think it was 60 people. And it's crazy. I was like, come on, I just want to go grocery shopping. And then now they all have these shields up all around them so you can't cough on them. It's just, I just find it, it's just funny. Like, you see all these people with gloves on, like, so when I went to the grocery store, the guys are wearing gloves and masks to sanitize all the carts to give to you. So you're not allowed to get your own cart. They have to sanitize it first. But then when you use the cart, so if I'm sick and I touch the cart, they're then picking up the cart with those same gloves, sanitizing it. And they're using the same gloves over and over. And you keep seeing them adjust their masks and stuff. It's, the whole purpose of wearing gloves is you have to change them after you touch everything. But nobody's going to do that. So they're kind of defeating the purpose, Well, lucky you, Keith and Lynn. Y'all got good water. I like I said, I'm used to it. It doesn't bug me. I'm from New Orleans, and New Orleans is the bottom of the Mississippi. So everyone's trash gets in that water. And you just got to hope they clean it up really good. But, and now we're in, I'm in Indiana, and the water here is just as bad, so. Joel Jeffrey, yeah, you have some great spring water, but see, like, you always have to wonder. So in New Orleans, there's a place called Abita Springs, which is right on the other side of Lake Pontchartrain, and they're famous for their water, but it's still underground water, and the nasty stuff from the Mississippi is going to migrate to it and foul it up. And since it's spring water, they don't treat it. So, it's, it's only good until they find out it's not good. Let's say it that way. HC Shovelhead. Yeah, but the problem is they touch other things. Like, they'll touch their face, and you don't know if they're sick or not, The whole purpose of gloves, like if you go to a hospital, they don't just wear the same pair of gloves all day and just keep putting sanitizer on them. They have to change their gloves. And then there's certain ways you have to take the gloves off so you don't infect. It's just people are being crazy, I'm all for if you want to wear gloves and a mask or something, for your own personal safe. But, when employees are doing it and they're touching everything, and then they're not changing their gloves out, it just kind of defeats the purpose. But, like I told my kids, eventually everyone will get this, so it doesn't really, it's all good. Daniel Wilson, yeah, I saw a lot of people do that too, where they're wearing the mask and they're only putting it over their mouth, But, I think the masks are a good idea just to protect other people if you're sick, because since it's got a long incubation period, if you're sick and you cough, and since the majority of people don't have the common sense to cough into their elbow or, into their shirt or somewhere, they just tend to like right in front of everybody, is so people wearing a mask that way, if they cough, they only get themselves sick pretty much. Ryan Stevens, yeah, we had there's 2 old folks homes here. There's one where I live, in the town I live, where almost everyone in there has been infected. And then the main town, which, I'm in a little suburb, the main town, they have another one that's got something like 90 old people that are in the old folks home that are all infected. Every single one of them, and every single employee too. Hey, Philip Smith. The Dream Mat Mini Sluice, probably not for that much material. It's a really nice device for small things of dirt just to check. It's more, I don't want to say it's a novelty item because it does work, but its main purpose for that Dream Mat 6-inch mini sluice is if you're, in a stream and you don't want to set up a giant sluice just to find out you're not in the right area, is you just run some material through it really quickly to see if there's gold. But they do make and it's not cheap either. You know, originally when it came out, I think it was like $12 shipped, and now it's like $25 shipped because it's from Australia or somewhere. But they do make a 12 or 18-inch Dream Mat mini sluice. You know, it's an aluminum sluice with I think like 18 inches, maybe 12 inches of matting. And it's like $80, and you'd be better off buying that because then it'll last longer. You know, it's just a better deal. You know, or I have I did a review on a mini gutter sluice that's got, you know, vortex matting. That's the one I personally use, but you know, and it's like $80 on Amazon. Now, I didn't say it's just the flu. It's a virus, but you know, everyone's gonna get it anyway. You know, it's just, you know, the problem is, I know a couple people that work at the hospital here, and one of the biggest problems with this virus is they can't treat everyone at once. You know, you can't give somebody 100% of your care when you have 1,000 patients. So people are essentially, if you've ever been in the hospital, you'll know you could be in a lot of pain and hoping to see the doctor, and the doctor strolls in once a day. That's it. The doctor strolls in once a day to see you, say, oh, okay, you're doing good. And then the nurses pop in about every 3 to 4 hours. And when you got 1,000 patients, all of a sudden, that changes drastically. So, you know, it's just, that's the big problem with this pandemic is nobody decided to prepare for it. Everyone kind of waited and said, oh, it's not going to hit here, it's not going to hit there. So, you know, now they're fighting back. You know, so, but we'll see. So for tonight's video or live show, we have some Paydirt, a lot of Paydirt. Hopefully I'll get to go through it all tonight. I might have to cheat with a magnet or something to go through all that. Now, I listed in the thing that this is from Nome, but I'm not so sure. It's either from Nome or the Bering Sea. It's somewhere up there. So I bought it on eBay a long time ago, and I think it's Bering Sea Paydirt, but it might be from Nome. I don't remember, and I didn't feel like digging up. You know, I bought it probably a year ago off of eBay and just never reviewed it. So hopefully it's got some gold. I don't even remember what I paid for it. I think it was like $40 or something like that, maybe $50. So hopefully we'll get some Paydirt out of there tonight. And before I forget, make sure you go to the hidden video, which I have not posted yet, so I need to post that. Let me get my link. So there you go. Follow that link to the hidden comment, the hidden video, and as always, pick one number if you are a subscriber, and 3 numbers if you are a Patreon member. And as always, 1 through 50. You can't see those. Light's too bright. So 1 through 50. Somebody won last live show, so there's only 1 dime in there, so it's going to be much harder to win this week. But I don't, I'm trying to make it so the first week there might not be as much gold, and the more dimes we put in there, the more chance you'll have, the better the bags of Paydirt. So we'll have to see. Hopefully somebody wins this week again. Last week they won because I had an extra dime in there by accident, but hey, Anthony Hallbrook. Hey, Outlaw Dot, how's it going? So make sure you put your comments in. I will post this link multiple times, so don't feel like you're in a rush. If you're a Patreon member, you get 3 guesses. If you're just a subscriber, you get 1 guess, 1 through 50, including 1 and 50. And as always, YouTube is not a sponsor of this video or any of their affiliates or anything like that. This is all on me. So. Yeah, sure would. You only get one number this week. That sucks for you. Hopefully it's a good number, though. I'm hoping somebody wins. Like I said, I don't know how much gold's going to be in this bag, but, you know, free gold is free gold. So, hey, Montana Treasure Hunter, how you doing? Well, HD Shovel Ed's in the audience, so if anyone's going to win, it might be him. Hey, SRIP63. Hey, SRIP63, you need to email me at dylan@millerprospecting.com. You won a giveaway a while back, and I've been holding some Paydirt for you. So I need to send it off to you. I need to get your address and stuff. I need you to confirm with me so I can tell you I'm sending it out to you and tell you all that stuff. So, SRIP, make sure you email me, dylan@millerprospecting. Hey, Jurgen Kravitz. No, you don't need to win. You don't know how much it cost me to ship to you. Last week, the last person that won, they were overseas, and $14. $14. It's crazy shipping. Well, I hope everyone wins. I hope you all pick the right exact same number and you all win, and I will divide up all this gold and mail it to all of you. Yes, SRIP. True story. Just make sure you email me so I can send it off to you. It's past the 30 days. Usually I have, you know, if you don't claim a reward within 30 days, I usually ditch it. But that one just was sitting on my desk and I misplaced it. And then I saw it yesterday and I said, oh, maybe he'll be in my chat tonight and I can tell him. So, no, Orange Crush. No, you did not win anything. Well, you have won something before, but... Oh, no worries, Els Prospecting. I make sure when I do all my giveaways that I factor in prices for shipping overseas. You'd be mad. When I first started my Patreon, I think 60 to 75% of every time somebody won something, it was somebody overseas. And it just, at first I wasn't prepared for that. Now I factor that in. I factor in, you know, a certain extra amount for all my giveaways for postage to ship overseas. Michael Williams. What'd you win, Michael Williams? Was it a mystery envelope or... I don't know. I'll have to look. If it was a mystery envelope, it's gone out. Everything has gone out pretty much. I'm all caught up on everything except for Paydirt for my higher tier members. Oh, no worries, Anthony Hallbrook. I'm the same way. I hate going to the post office. That's why I try to make it one day a month where I just go there with a big box of all my envelopes and all my packages. It went out. Mystery envelope number 2, it went out. It went out, yeah. All the mystery envelopes are out, so I have none. I went through them all. I have none hidden away anywhere. They all went out. I think they went out yesterday or the day before yesterday. They went out a little late, but they are out, so. How was the 1 pound special from Gold Hog? Mr. Pug, you're guessing totally in the wrong spot, but that's okay. Here, I'll post a link. Go there and pick number 32. Josh Ortiz. Yeah, it goes in spurts. It's always that way. You won a couple times, and then it goes in spurts. You know, like Ed said, he hasn't won in a while, and then he goes in a little spurt, you know. BJ Crow won for his little spurt of like 3 or 4 wins. You know. So y'all ready to start panning some stuff out? I'm not going to classify this Paydirt out because I don't think it will need to be classified out. I don't see anything big in there. Hopefully it's just got to be full of magnetics and we'll use a magnet on it to clear some of that out. So, but I'm going to, as always, turn off my microphone, forget to turn it back on, and I'm going to move the camera and we're going to start panning out some 0.68. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. Depends on what you paid on it. So, but all right, I'm going to move some equipment around. We're going to start panning some stuff out. All right, let me get some gloves on. I got my pan and everything all set up. I just need to open my chat so I can see. Make sure I can reply to chat. Yeah, I saw the GPAA little bundle deal. I think it's $140, but sadly when I buy Paydirt, it's always 2 months in advance. So I have this month's Paydirt ready and I have next month's Paydirt ready. And for $140, it just seems like a lot. And like Keith and Wynn said, the GPAA Paydirt is not known for being really good Paydirt. So I didn't really want to spend $140. This month I've got, I think, 10 reviews I'm doing this month, all eBay sellers. Since I figure everyone is stuck at home this month, I will be doing a lot of eBay Paydirt since a lot of people are going to be stuck just browsing eBay, trying to find that one special bag on eBay. So I'm going to be doing a lot of eBay Paydirt. And then next month, I am going to be doing a lot of bulk Paydirt. Big old buckets and bags and just giant amounts of Paydirt. So this month will be all cheaper Paydirts. And then next month will be all where if you just want to go through a very large, massive quantity of Paydirt and see what you can get. So, but I did see that sale, and thank you. It's always good to know about stuff. All right, so here's the Paydirt. That's what we have to go through tonight. Doesn't look like anything big in there, but I did see some organics, which always sucks. So all right, Orange Crush, you know I'll let you know if you win. You got a gold cube, Ed? I love my gold cube. I wish I could use it more often. I need to move into a bigger apartment where I have an actual patio so I can just set it up and leave it there. Yeah, I still need to review the Lynch Mining Gem Bucket. The one I got was their first one in production, so it was kind of, you know, an extra special one. They kind of made it just, you know, for me. But I do need to review their other one of their other ones, just to see what it is. It's just with buckets, when you reship, it just kills it, you know. I can order, you know, 7 or 8 bags of Paydirt from somebody, and then they reship it to me. It only costs me about $15 to reship it to me. But when you're paying $50 for shipping for a bucket, and then you have to have that person pay $50 for shipping, it's just $100 in shipping really cuts into my Paydirt funds. So I do have a bucket coming up next month, though. I do have a bucket of Paydirt coming next month. Or I already have it. It's for next month's review, so. No, nobody's done any buckets on Gold Bays, but that's because his are so expensive. I mean, I know it's a good ROI, and if I had the money and a way to just immediately turn around and sell the gold, I would get one. I just don't have the money to buy a Gold Bay bucket and turn around and sell the gold. Well, that's awesome, Ed, and that's cool of M&M Prospecting. They didn't send me one, even though I have one. So I actually have a 4-stacker now. I bought a 4th stack for it, so I got 4 stacks now. Well, that's good to hear, Reg Lab. That's Josh Moynihan's, right? He did that? Yeah, Gold Bay is usually really good at shipping quickly. I mean, and usually if he doesn't, he posts that he's not shipping for some reason, something happens. Do the alpha bucket. You know, as much as I like winch mining, I've done so many reviews on them that I don't want to do one of their bigger buckets, just because for that amount of money, I would much rather do Gold Bay's bucket or something like that. Or, you know, well, that's pretty much the only 2 companies I would touch their buckets on. You know, I'm not silly enough to buy Felix's buckets. I know that 50% ROI. You know, I know it's not going to be that good of an ROI. You know, but I do have one of Gold Bay's gold bricks coming in, so that'll be interesting. I have no idea how I'm going to break that up and crush it and get to the gold. I might just like try to do a live YouTube show or something, get so infuriated I'll just beat it in against my head and then break it all up that way. I don't even remember who I bought my gold cube through. I will say, hands down, the gold cube is probably the best one piece of equipment to own. It's just absolutely wonderful at doing what it's supposed to do. Wow, Chris. Thank you so much. Now I really hope somebody wins this gold, even though so far I'm not seeing a ton of it. So I'm not really seeing any black sands either. So good for that, good for that. I thought I did a croissant gem bucket, but I'll have to go through. I really want to do more gem reviews because I actually have some here. I have one from Blazing Gems. I have one from another sapphire company. And I have like 2 other smaller ones. And there's a couple good companies out there that have gem buckets. But it's just getting my kids to go along with that is the hard part. So Oh, is Gold Bay doing the sample bags again? Yeah, I saw he took them off for a while. You know, honestly, I don't think Gold Bay needs sample bags, in my own opinion. I think it hurts him more than helps him by having a sample bag. Because if you look at his 1 gram bag, you're essentially getting an 80% ROI. But I think on his sample bags, the ROI set on it is only like 55, 60%. It's been a while since I looked at them. And then if somebody buys a bag and they only get a 60% ROI, they're going to say, I could get 60% from anybody. But, you know, if they buy the 1 gram bag and get an 80% ROI, they're going to be back. They're going to say, oh man, this is awesome. You know, especially if they get a 90% or somewhere around there, depending on when you buy it. You know, I just don't think it's, you know. Now, I'm sure he's just trying to get people to buy cheaper bags, but I think he would be better off instead of doing a sample bag is just doing a smaller amount. So instead of like right now, he does like, I think it's whatever it is, 3 pounds with 1 gram in it. If he just did a 12-ounce bag with 1 gram in it, he could charge a couple bucks less because he wouldn't be shipping it priority mail. He could ship it, you know, first class mail for $3.50. So he'd be saving $4. He could pass that savings on to the customer to save a couple bucks, you know. Thermal City. I'll have to remember that. Oh, see a little bit of gold there. This isn't a bust bag. I don't know how much is going to be in here total, but I did see a little bit of gold, so that's good. Oh, Sherwood, I'll have to look at that. I haven't looked at YouTube at all today. I'll have to look and see your video. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do to break it up. I actually considered buying a rock crusher, but since I would never use it again, I don't want to buy one and then just resell it. So I think I'm just going to take out the hammer and a brick and see how it goes. Thank you, Chris. Gold Bay Bucket Fund. Thermal City doesn't ship though. If I remember right. I know I have them in my bookmarks, but I don't think they ship. So I'll have to, you know, I'm sure Ed will tell me in a second if they do ship, but because there's a lot of gem Paydirt companies out there, but they just don't ship. They're only in-house, which really, you know, makes it hard to review them if you can't get to them. So there's even some Paydirt sellers that don't ship. There's actually a Paydirt seller that I know of that sells buckets that I've been trying to get a hold of for a while, but they won't ship. And it's been driving me crazy. I've been begging them for the last 2 years to ship, and then last time I got them, they were like, oh, maybe we'll ship it, but then they were out of Paydirt, so it didn't really do me any good. All right, Jackie, I'll let you know if you win. Here, once I do this pan, I'll put in a link for anyone that hasn't popped in a little bit, so you can go post some numbers on the hidden video. This stuff's pretty easy to pan out. Got a little bit of organics. Y'all can't see it because it's all on this side of the bucket. It's all staying over there, which is good. You know. But I was really scared this would have a lot of magnetics, but it doesn't seem that way. Well, now I really want to go see Sherwood's video. I'll have to watch it as soon as I'm done with this show. I'll watch it while I'm repainting this out to make sure I didn't miss any gold. Hey, Sean Sparks, I finally got those dimes in today. They finally showed up today. They just got in the mail, so I hadn't emailed you to tell you thank you for those. But they came in a little with that giant sticker on them from the post office saying, sorry we mangled your envelope and tried to steal whatever was inside, but we couldn't get the tape off, so we didn't. But it just showed up today. It must have got caught in the machinery or something. Well, I am glad you did the brick first, Sherwood, because then I can see how you failed. And I can think of a better way so I don't, make the same mistakes you do trying to break it up. I haven't watched the video yet, but I did see a video on it. Maybe it was Dave's video, and it didn't look easy. It didn't look easy to break it all. So I won't be doing that one for a while, though. That one will probably come out until May. So, just because I'm so backlogged. That's the way it either goes when you do Paydirt reviews. You either have too much Paydirt and you're like, oh, wow, I can't get any more. So you don't buy any because you say, oh, I've got too much in stock. And then in May, at the end of May, I'll realize I don't have any more in stock and I'll be rushing to try and get some. That'll be crazy. Not seeing a ton of gold in this, but I am seeing a little bit. A couple of little pieces every once in a while. So it's got some gold in it. All right, HD Shovelhead. I think I have them in my bookmarks, but I'll double check tonight to make sure I have Thermal City on there, and I'll add them to my gem reviews. But I can never convince my kids to do it. I think I can convince my son to do it. I think my daughter has gotten to the age where she doesn't want to be on video anymore. That, or maybe me embarrassing them in every video with my blooper reels might have gotten to her. And I will have a Paydirt review out Saturday. I'm not going to be doing any. Normally, a lot of times on Saturday, I put in the like the top 10 lists or mail calls and things like that. But for this month, since so many people are stuck at home, I'm going to be doing nothing but reviews. So every Monday and Saturday will be a review for this month. And I'm going to probably throw in a couple extras on Wednesdays just to keep y'all busy with Paydirt reviews. And plus, most of these are really cheap bags, so I figured since they were cheap, I might as well spend my budget and do a lot of reviews this month. Hey, Brian. Sorry to hear you had a long day, but at least now you get to watch some gold panning. Now, I will say, I know I said this was from Nome, and I'm really curious. I wish I would have looked it up. But I've panned Paydirt out from the beaches of Nome, and this doesn't look like it, so it might be Bering Sea. I don't know where, but I mean, Bering Sea is probably a pretty big area, so it could pretty much be from anywhere. But when I did the Nome Paydirt, real Nome Paydirt, I don't know if I did a review on it or if I just panned it out. And it's pretty much all garnet sand, bright red garnet sand, which makes it really, really, really hard to pan. Yeah, no, it showed up. Anything small like that, envelope's fine. You know, it's just USPS. You know how they are. They never mangle bills. For some reason, bills never get mangled in the mail. What is your girlfriend watching, Guidos? Hey, Adam Owens. Hey, Donald Bentley. These pants haven't been too bad. I was really worried about this Paydirt. One of the problems with when you do these live shows is a lot of, you know, I've told you before, a lot of times I'm just trying to unload some of my Paydirt that I can't review. So I never know what's in it, you know? Except for the one Lynch mining bag that I did that had a guaranteed gram of gold. You know, it's hard to know if any of these bags are going to have anything good in them or not. But this one hasn't been horrible. I don't know, you know. You can never tell until you weigh up the gold. But every pan so far has had just a wee bit of gold in it, you know. There's one or two little pieces. So it's got some gold in it. But they're all really, really flat pieces, you know. Those little gold elves have been hitting this gold with the hammer, getting it nice and flat, so. Don't know what it'll do to the scale, but. You know, I used to save all. This is the kind of Paydirt that I would normally pan out when I wasn't shooting a review, if I was having a bad day or something. And it just got to the point where I said, well, I might as well just pan it out live. And, you know, I still get the enjoyment out of it. And plus, once the show's over, I still will repan this. So I will, probably not tonight, but like tomorrow, when my kids are doing homework or something, I'll come in here and spend 2 hours repanning it out slowly, making sure I got it all. Well, that sounds cool, Josh. Royal makes some good stuff. I know they make really sturdy equipment, which is good. You know, because I had looked at some of their equipment a while back. Yeah, that's what I was worried about with that gold brick. I know I saw in Dave's video that it has a lot of fine gold, which really sucks when you have to beat it with the hammer. That means you can't just break it up into big chunks and get the big chunky gold out. You have to really crush it really, really fine. So I don't know what I'm going to do with the gold brick. I've got a month and a half to figure it out, though. I might just go buy a garbage disposal. You know, find a used garbage disposal somewhere on Facebook and plug it in, just drop everything in it, and hope it doesn't explode before it breaks everything up. Yeah, I keep waiting for the weather to get nice enough so I can set up a couple things. I've been working on a new sluice, but every time I have a day free where I'm like I can do it, it either rains or it gets really, really cold, and I don't want to be outside doing it, and I don't want to be inside doing it either. So, but I need to get on it. I didn't say I don't want to get it. HE Shovel. I thought about not the Ninja blender, but what's that blender that the guy uses that's like in all the YouTube videos where he throws in like golf clubs and golf balls and all kinds of things. I thought about looking at one of those because, you know, I could reuse the blender. That's something that, you know, if I buy a rock crusher, I'll never use it again. It'll just sit in my attic with all my other stuff that I never get to use anymore. But if I buy a blender, then my kids can make me make them smoothies and stuff all the time. So I'll have to look at those, but I think they're expensive. They're like $200. And I don't know if that warrants spending $200 to break up a $140 gold brick. So, no, it's not a dissolving brick. It's concrete. He essentially mixed concrete with something else. No, it's not the bullet. It's something else. I forget what the name of it is. It's like an industrial. Yeah, maybe it's the Vegematic. Maybe that's it. Or the Blendtec blender. That's what it was. It's one of those two. I'll have to look it up. I have to see if I can find one used. Paper shred. I don't think a paper shredder would do it. I looked though. I was looking on YouTube and I saw somebody converted a lawnmower into a rock crusher, but it was way too, you know. I've got one toolkit here. I'm limited on tools, so I need something that I can cobble together with duct tape and a screwdriver. So, you know, I think the blender might be the best idea. And just hope I don't mangle it up too bad where I can still use it to make smoothies afterwards. And then maybe if any little gold particles are in there, we'll have some gold poop. So, a little bit more gold. Still gold in every pan. So this is turning out pretty good. I wish I would have reviewed this Paydirt. It's not too bad. I mean, I haven't weighed it up yet, but it's pretty fun Paydirt to go through. I mean, you can't complain about gold in every pan pretty much. Brian Bulger. I could always do that. I could go to Walmart, buy it at Walmart, buy whatever the best blender is, destroy it, then bring it back and say it doesn't work. But I couldn't do that, so. I'll have to see though. I do have a cheap blender. I might just see how it destroys the cheap blender and see. I have to make sure I wear my safety glasses though, so when it just shreds the blender, I don't lose my eyes. The Vitamax, yeah. Well, I want to try and find one used. Usually Facebook Marketplace, you can find the people that are desperate to sell stuff, you know. You know, how many people really need a $500 blender? You know, a lot of people, those are the things people buy and then they realize they wasted money and then they sit around forever. If I can get one for $100, then it's not too bad. I will post the link in a second for anyone who came in late. Hey, FK. Hey, Richard Davis, here, let me post the link. Make sure you go to that link there so you can enter tonight's giveaway. If you're a subscriber, you get 1 guess, 1 through 50. If you're a Patreon member, you get 3 guesses, 1 through 50. Yeah, the lawnmower rock crusher, it looked scary. I mean, I wouldn't have touched it. I would just be so worried that one of those blades would come off and just start shredding things. I could always ask my fellow YouTube Martin if he'll let me borrow his rock crusher, if he'll send it to me. Maybe he'll do that. Maybe he'll do me a solid and send me his rock crusher, and then I could send it back to him after I've used it. What do y'all think? You think there's a good chance of that happening? Yeah, I have like one of the original Ninja blenders, a small one. I just use it for small smoothies for me, but I could use a bigger blender just because, you know, my kids want stuff too. They see me drinking a nice smoothie, they want one too. Can't be left out. So Brian Bulger, you have to post it on that hidden link. I posted a link. You have to scroll up a little bit, go to that video, and leave numbers there. What, Ed? Why would he tell you no? I can't believe that. And it's not like he paid for it either. You know he got some company to send it to him for free. But that's all right. He needs it to crush up all that rock, all the rock stuff he gets, the gold ore he gets from Panmore Gold. So Carl Ordaway, yeah, you might be waiting for a long time. I can't tell you the number of people that have emailed me telling me they never got anything they won on his channel. But that's one of the problems with giveaways. It's why they have a bad reputation. It's why eBay, why YouTube is really against them now, is because, you know, a lot of people just use them as gimmicks to get more followers. You know, you get more subscribers if you post giveaway on your title, and then you don't have to actually send anything. You know, if you get 100 new subscribers, you say you're going to give away something, and if you don't give it away, probably half of them stay anyway because they didn't win and they think maybe next time. Yeah, thousands. Yeah. Well, we all know about that, so. I recently saw his video where he was reviewing scales. I thought that was a funny video because he posted all these scales up there, and all he essentially did was show you how easy they were to set. That was it. He turned them on, he calibrated them, and that was it. But he didn't use a one piece of gold, like a nugget, to put on each one to show if there was a difference between each one. And he also didn't talk about the natural plus or minus for each scale, because I know some of those scales, and most scales have a plus or minus of, you know, if it's, you know, 002 to 004, but some of them go all the way up to 8. You know, and that's a big difference if you have a scale that goes from 0.002 and then the next one is 0.008. You know, that can change a little bit. So and I was really hoping it'd be a good review too, because, you know, a lot of people, you know, the scale I use, I think, cost me like $90, and it's not a cheap scale, and not everyone can use a $100 scale. And I wish I would have reviewed for a while. I had bought a really supposed good scale. I paid, I think, $250 for it, and I just didn't like it. It just, unless you let it warm up for 15 minutes, it didn't do very good. So I ditched it and got this one, and I like this one better, but I wish I had done a comparison video of it. So, and I don't want to just go out and buy a whole bunch of scales off of Amazon just to review, because I wouldn't actually use any of them. But all right, this is the last of the Paydirt. Well, then we get to go through the concentrates. Well, good luck with that, Sean. Yeah, you get what you pay for. That's exactly right. You know, but there is a difference when you review a whole bunch of $20 scales. There's gonna be differences in them. You know, and then like one of the key things for weighing up gold is you want a scale that allows trickle. You know, like if you add 2 pieces of gold to it, then you drop in 2 more pieces of gold, then 2 more pieces, and 2 more pieces. Not all scales will react to that. You know, that's why the scale I have is actually for reloads for ammo, because you can keep adding more grains and more grains and more grains, and it'll keep adjusting as you do it. So, I mean, there's lots of differences in scales that, you know, if you're going to buy a scale, you have to look at. It can't just be, it's easy to calibrate. You know, yeah, it can be easy to calibrate to 0. It doesn't still mean it's right. It could be, you know, plus or minus a tenth of a gram difference on it, just even set at calibration. So, you know, I was really curious. You know, most scales are going to do what you need them to do. You know, I just tried to get a really accurate one just because I'm reviewing people's Paydirt. But 99% of the time, all scales will work good. But I was just hoping that it would be like a real good, you know. It's kind of if you review 2 sluices. You can't just say, oh, this one looks better and this one is easy to set up. You want to see which one catches the gold better. So it would have been nice if he would have weighed up different nuggets on each one just to see if they all showed up as the exact same amount. Carl. Yeah. It's kind of funny, like when I go through stuff, because, you know, I've been doing this for 4 years, and I always change something or add something. And it's always funny to see somebody else do that, you know, because originally, when I first was doing my classifications, I think I had it as -10, -10 plus 20, and -20 plus 30. Those were the only 3 classifications I did. But then I added a 4th, and lo and behold, somebody else added a 4th, you know. I just thought it was funny, you know. But, you know, they say, you know, whatever, copying somebody is a sign of flattery. So, you know, more gold. You know, it's kind of funny. Like I had somebody, I guess it was like 2 or 3 months ago, they asked me why I was copying Clash by wearing black gloves. And I told them, I said, you need to go through old videos and see, because I am the original black glove wearer. I started wearing my gloves a long time, even before Clash was doing Paydirt reviews. You know. And if you look through my old comments, there's one of them in there from Clash where he asked me about the gloves. And I told him, you know, you don't know what this stuff's been through. Might as well, you know, you don't know if somebody's cleaning their gold with mercury, what river they're pulling this out of. So, you know, and I usually have lots of abrasions or cuts on my hands from my psoriasis. So I just started wearing gloves. I tried to find an old tri-beam scale. I really wanted to find an old tri-beam scale to use for my reviews. But those things are so hard to find, and they're so expensive, especially one that's really good and will catch, you know, into the thousandth. So I couldn't go with the tri-beam because I really wanted to do a tri-beam for my reviews. So, but oh well. Can't always have what you want. But I'm not gonna say I don't copy other people's videos too. So you know, you know, my intro is more like Clash's than it used to be. So I do try to change them though, and you know, it's one thing to do something similar to somebody else, but it's another thing to just outright copy them. You know, police auction. I have to do that. Well, you'll always have oils in the water just from the dirt itself and the water itself, the container, you know, so. A little bit of gold in here. Yeah, live shows are a pain in the butt. It took me forever to want to do one. I'm still not a huge fan of them. You know, they're slightly entertaining, but there's so many things that can go wrong that you can't fix. You know, if you're doing a video, if you mess something up, you just stop it and restart it. The live shows. And you have to be really careful of the live shows. You can ask Sherwood about that. You know, YouTube loves to find ways to ban people because of their live shows. So, all right. This stuff is really flat. I need some. Nice little pile of gold for Paydirt. I don't know what it is. But there you go. Nice little smile of gold there. Not a ton of it, but more than I thought would be in there. So YouTube loves to ban people. If you put your kids on a live show, they can ban you. If you put certain products on there, if you have music in the background. Quick, keep and win. Yeah, I've only gotten one warning about something, and it was right when I first started, and it had to do with one of my thumbnails, and that was it. No, my Carl Ordway, my pan does not have a lip on the bottom. These are really hard to find now. The SE, which is what these are, is just SE pans. This is the original model they used to have for their 10-inch pan, but now they have a lip on them. If you go to buy one now, it'll have a little lip here, and those suck. I hate them. I actually have a stockpile of these pans. I bought, I think, like 12 of them once I found out they changed. You just essentially have to ask. Some of the eBay sellers have the old ones. Some of them have new ones. I do need to try and find a new pan that's just as good as this, though. So, but let me put y'all on mute for a second and move my camera back so y'all can look at my ugly mug. Microphone. Microphone. See, I didn't forget last time, but I forgot this time. I'm just going to stop muting it. I'm going to just let y'all listen to me banging around all my stuff. I took mute off. All right, I'm going to give y'all a second to catch up. From now on, just letting y'all bang. Every time I touch that thing, I always forget to unmute it. So, but like I was saying, I was telling somebody about the gold pans. Yeah, it's really hard to find the ones without lips. And if you even ask them, most of these sellers don't know the difference. So, me and that mute button. See, somebody else commented on here, they're not computer savvy. See, I don't pay attention to stuff like that. So, I need to. The problem is my setup here isn't set up for having a microphone right in front of me. 90% of my videos that I shoot, the microphone is, I actually have a microphone over my head. It's over the gold pan and stuff like that. And it's a mounted one. And then I have one auxiliary one that I'm using for these shows. And I'm just not used to having to move it around. And that's the problem, is I have to move it to actually pan the gold. So I need to figure out a place to move it and set it up so I don't have to move it anymore. Yeah, if I just let y'all listen to me bang the stuff around, I just need to put the microphone somewhere better where it's in a fixed position, you know. One of these days I'll have to shoot a picture of my, shoot a video of my current setup, but I have 3 cameras set up, 2 microphones, and it's just a giant hassle, cords everywhere, you know, just to shoot these videos, so. Kenai has them with no lip. I'll have to go check out Kenai. Yes, Brian Stevens, I use a 10-inch pan. I use 10-inch pans for all my panning. I use the 10-inch Martin Prospecting 4-stage pan. And then I use you buy them in a set for, it's a 10-inch and a 14. And I use a 14-inch as my catch pan. And then I can slowly go through that because it's really good for seeing if you miss something. And then for my finishing pan, I use a 10-inch SE pan. I like the blue best. And if I didn't have blue, I'd go with green. But it's, everyone's eyes see gold is slightly different. You know, it's kind of like people that are colorblind, but everyone's eyes see things different. So I used to always tell everyone just to buy, you know, a blue one, a green one, and a pink one, and just see which gold is better. I still haven't ever bought a pink one yet. I'll have to get a pink one soon just to try it out. I don't like the, because everything is done through my computer. And I hate Bluetooth. I just absolutely hate it. It's just big old. Hey, Richard Davis, thank you very much. Thank you. So, and I still have some pans. I think I would almost, this show was going to use a new pan I have. I was thinking about using the Falcon pan. And I think I need to start doing that. I need to start using some of my bizarre pans just to do some of these live shows, just to get used to them. All right, thanks, Brian. I'll order some from Kenai tonight. So I know a lot of people like the pink pans. I have never bought one. I tried the purple pan and I didn't like it, and I tried the green pan's okay. It's the one I started with. I like the green pans, but I just find the blue better on the finishing pan. The Martin blue pans I didn't like, so it just. That's a sad thing. If you buy one pan, it might not work perfectly and you got to buy another one. So, you know, luckily I like cheap pans. So, you know, the SE pans are like $5. So, you know, if the blue one doesn't work, it only costs you $5. If you get like a blue gold claw and you don't like it, that's like $40 down the drain, you know. So, I will definitely order a pink one and try it. But I think for my live shows, I might start panning out some of this stuff with some weird pans. So, I've got some bizarre little pans I need to try out and see how they work. Yeah, Steve, I saw that lynch mining is 45% off, but it depends on 45% off of what. Barrett Chappelle. I don't like black pans. I use them in my videos just because they show the material better, and I just happen to have a lot of them. But I never liked panning with black pans just because of the magnetite. You know, when you're panning black sands in a black pan, it just always made it harder for me. Because you think you're done. You're like, oh, I've got all the gold. Then you suck it up and you put it in to dry it out, and you see all the black sand still in there. Gold pan, yellow, yeah. The only person I know that makes yellow gold pans, I think, is Gold Claw. I think they're the only ones I've ever seen that have yellow. But I'll definitely get a pink. I'll order a pink one tonight. Yeah, yeah, I like the green and the blue. You know, I probably need to get a new blue one soon because they start to fade. That's the problem with them. They're really cheap and they start to turn more purplish than blue. So, but I still like them. They definitely hold the gold better than anything else. So let me post the link here, guys. Make sure you go follow that link right there in the chat. And if you're a subscriber, post one comment. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe to the channel because otherwise you're just wasting your time here. And so go there and post one number, 1 through 50. If you're a Patreon member, 3 numbers, 1 through 50. And we're going to pick some numbers in about 5 minutes. And you might win the gold that we got tonight. So the only red pan I've seen is from, I don't remember the company, but there's only Fisher. I think Fisher's the only company that makes red pans that I've seen, really, in mass production anyway. And they're not cheap. I didn't think they were that cheap to make it worth trying it out just to see if I liked a red pan, but yeah, I love my super sluice, man. I wish I could use my super sluice more. The super sluice is probably the best thing for catching fine gold. I mean, if you're doing the little, you know, bow down, it will catch gold. The SE pan, it's just the type of plastic it's made out of. And these cheap SE pans are essentially the same type of plastic. You know, they're much softer plastic where, like, these pans are really, really hard plastic. And the SE pans, you can just tell. Like, I've had this pan, this green pan, for probably 2 years now. And if you looked at it, if I cleaned it up, there's very few scratches in it at all. But my SE pans only last about 2 months before they're all scratched up, which is great. Hey, Stuart Ronnie, how many subs do I have? I have no idea. Over 7,000. My kids ask me and I always tell them, I don't know. I don't pay attention to that. I try not to look at that because then you start thinking, well, you know, that's how much I need to get here and I need to get here. I know I have over 7,000, 7,500, something like that. And Richard Davis, no, I have the mats. They're actually sitting right here next to me. I have them sitting right next to me. I'm trying to get my sluice finished because I don't want to cut them until I know where my water feed is going to be coming from my sluice. So I just went and I had to, the hole I cut in my aluminum sluice wasn't big enough for the PVC pipe. So I had to go yesterday and go buy a file so I can make the holes a little bigger. Maybe it's Job that sells red pans. No. Yeah, I need to change it. I need to make a intro video. So, because it always bugs me when I go to my own channel to change like my playlist or to adjust things, that it's that video. You know, I know it's probably one of my most views videos, but I need to do an intro video. So if you pop to my channel, you see, I tell you what my channel is about as opposed to just getting right into some Paydirt. Yes, FK Birmingham. I've used a Miller table. I'm not a fan of them. I'm just not a fan of Miller table or Blue Bowls. I think they're way too finicky. I mean, if you have a massive amount of Paydirt that you got to go through, you're better off with a gold cube. And if you just have a little bit of Paydirt, like if you've got 4 pounds of concentrates, you're better off panning it. You could pan it all. I know I could pan it all out faster than I could blue bowl it, or Miller table it, because you have to sit there and adjust it for so long and just. I used the Miller table for about a year, and it drove me crazy. And I just figured I'll just learn how to pan that much better if I just pan it. So, and no, I'm not wearing my magnifying glasses. I have them though. They're over there. I don't wear them I only wear them for review when I'm doing reviews. When I go through the Paydirt a second time, just to make sure I didn't finish anything. And digging. No, I have not tried Miners Depot. They're on my list, but you know, that's one of the problems with Paydirt. They always come out with somebody new. So, and thank you, Michael Williams. Yeah, I plan on having. So next month I should have. I mean, I have it on my schedule that in the first week of May, I will have my own sluice up. So I'll have my own DIY sluice, and it should be relatively cheap to make. So, but Josh Ortiz, you don't want a Miller table. You will wish you didn't buy one. To pay off a Miller table, if you spend $200 on a Miller table, that's a lot of fine gold you have to find that you couldn't find panning. It's not just that you find it, but if you panned out your Paydirt and then whatever you missed put on there, the hours and hours and hours you will spend staring at a little bitty table to get $1 worth of gold out, it is just, there's so many better ways. Once they came out with vortex matting, you're better off with that and then just panning it out. You know, anyone that's had a Miller table, I guarantee 90% of people who have purchased Miller tables have them sitting in a box somewhere and they don't use them anymore. It's just same thing with a blue bowl. It's just, they're so finicky. You spend an hour setting it up perfectly, and then you spend an hour going through the Paydirt, and you're like, oh, wow, I found 10 cents worth of gold. You know, it's like, you could have just panned it for 2 hours and found that 10 cents, you know? Yeah, I have my sluice is going to be a 2-foot sluice. I want to make sure it's a nice compact sluice so you can, you know, buy a bucket and keep it in your, you know, in your house and use it in your house. HE Shovelhead. Yeah, I haven't looked at their website in a while. I know they're on my list. So use a children's plastic slide for a sluice. There you go, Richard Davis. You know, it sucks. I guess last year I was doing some Googling for some sluices, and I found a plastic company. It was like an AB plastic company that didn't make sluices. They had nothing to do with sluices, but just one of their pictures that they had on their website was a sluice. So I contacted the guy, and essentially what happened was somebody had called him and wanted him to start mass producing sluices for him, you know, just like all these other companies that make sluices now. So he had made the molds, injection molds, and made 10 different sluices. They're all 4-foot sluices. And he had about 10 different versions of them. And he sent one of each to me because they were the prototypes. He sent all 10 to me because he said the guy flaked out, never paid him. And he sent all 10 to me. He said I could have them and just do something with them. And sadly, they're still at my old shed in my ex-wife's house. And so I know she recently cleaned everything out. So they're in the garbage somewhere, which really sucks. Because some of them looked pretty cool. Some of them looked just totally bizarre and would not have worked. But you know, I wish I would have gotten to use them, you know. Yeah, I would never call anyone to place an order. That's just asking for someone to take your credit card and, you know, buy themselves a bag of Paydirt on the side, too. Yep. Yeah, it's the matting is all that matters. You know, you could if you use vortex matting or some of Gold Hog's really good fine gold matting. You know, you don't need, you know, the Miller table or the Blue Bowl. You know, you can just, and plus, like I said, panning it out. I pan out all my reviews. I know some of the other reviews, they will run their material through a sluice because it's a lot quicker. but it's also cheating because, you know, if somebody else can't pan it out and if your sluice doesn't catch it all and stuff like that. But I pan out a lot. You know, I'm not saying I'm the best panner in the world, but I can pan out and get all the gold. So, you know, it might take me forever and I might cheat and use magnifying glasses, but you just take your time. That's the fun about panning gold. If you just want to be done with it quick, you know, don't pan it. Just, you know, buy gold. But that's the fun of it, is panning. So, hey, backyard prospecting. Here, let me post the link one last time. Y'all got 2 minutes and we're going to go pull some names. So, just posted a link. Go there if you're a subscriber and pick one number 1 through 50. If you're a Patreon member, guess one number or 3 numbers 1 through 50. You know, I like dream matting. The only dream matting I've ever used was the stuff with the pocket sluice, and I thought it's a good idea, and it seemed to work really good, but it's so expensive. It's just unbelievably expensive. It's just, I don't know. You know, to get some vortex matting for my gold cube will probably cost me, I think, like $20. But to get the dream mats, like $60. It's just, I just can't see spending that type of money. You know, if you're finding tons of gold, you know, it's just, to me, you always have to think of how much are you recouping. And since I'm only buying Paydirt online, you know, matting has to be really cheap for me to want to use it. So, you know. Well, yeah, backyard pricing, but it depends on how much gold it catches you. If you spend $100 on some gold matting, on, you know, whatever the most expensive matting is, and you're running the Paydirt I'm running, and it catches me an extra penny worth of gold, that's a lot of bags of Paydirt I have to buy and review before I recoup my money. Now, if you're in the field and you're in a nice place and you're finding $100 worth of gold a day or a gram of gold a day, then it's worth it. I 100% agree with you. If you are using matting to go out in the streams or somewhere, you want the best matting available, hands down. But for what I'm doing and most of my viewers are doing, where they're buying Paydirt at home, it just, to me, you always want to go the cheapest way that's most economical, you know. And to me, that's panning. Just panning it out is, you buy a $15 pan and you can get 99.9% of all the gold. If you're in a stream, you don't want to pan it all out. You'd be there all day and never get anything. So I like some of that silicone matting. I think it's a novel idea and funny, and is a great way to, you know, keep busy. And I like the videos. I watch all those videos. I don't know how well it would work, but, you know. Hey, Bob Fitch. So, but there's, like I said, there's a, you know, vortex matting is cheap. You know, it's some of the cheaper matting. But they have some really good matting out there. You know, I like the dream matting. It's just, for what I do, it's just not economically sound investment. Hey, Anthony Hallbrook, send me a link to that. I'd like to see that. That's funny, Jurgen. Yeah, I'm kind of upset with Gold Hog. I tried to get them to sell me a piece of equipment, and they wouldn't sell it to me. I was kind of upset. I emailed them, nice, really nice too. I just wanted their header box. I don't want the whole sluice. I just wanted one of their header boxes, and they would not sell me just the header box. It drove me crazy because it's got the perfect dimensions for something I need, and I didn't want to have to try to, you know, cobble one together or make one when I could buy one from somebody that's already made. And they wouldn't do it. I said, I know you got a production line. It's not like you're making both pieces at once. You can make an extra header box, but Adam Lomas, yeah, that Washington Beach gold. Like, that's a perfect example. I know, there's Washington Beach Mining. They sell Paydirt, and I've seen their setup, and they have, a 10 stack gold cube set up. Then they have a follow up. I think it's a 4-foot sluice after that, but they're catching a lot of gold. And for them, using really expensive equipment and really good matting, and I think they've switched to dream matting on all their sluice and all their gold cube. It's worth it. But, if you're at home like me and, like today I caught probably 1/8 of a gram of gold in panning in an hour, it's not worth not worth it to me to buy some dream matting. So I could be like other people and other reviewers and beg the channel to give me some and then say it's the best matting in the world without actually reviewing it. But I can't do that. So, I buy all my stuff and review it and say it sucks, or it doesn't suck. You'd be surprised at how many companies have emailed me saying, oh, do you want some of this and this? Do you want a sample of that? And I tell them, well, yeah, I'm going to review it. And if I don't like it and it sucks, I'm going to tell people it sucks. And I never hear back from them. But it's all good. Prospector's choice. Yep. I'll have to. It was just the dimensions for that one at Gold Hog were exactly what I had in mind for something. And it's kind of like one of those plans you have in your head that will probably never come to fruition and you'll never actually finish it. But I figured, it was easy. It was exactly what I needed. So I asked them really nicely and they said, no, we will not sell you just the header box. Because they knew it wasn't going to go on one of their pieces of equipment. So Jurgen Kravitz, what can you win? The gold I panned out. That's what you can win today. I don't know how much was in that pan, but it looked like 1/8 of a gram, somewhere around there. I don't know. I'll weigh it up. I will post on Patreon. I always post on Patreon the results later in the show. So about an hour after I get off of here, I'll post on Patreon how much gold it was. So, well, Anthony Holbrook, just make sure you email me it. So, well, all right. I'm going to post a link one last time, and then we're going to go pull some names and see if anyone guessed the right number and won themselves some gold. Otherwise, that gold's going in my jar, which will eventually go into some tier reward Paydirt, but eventually it'll end up going to somebody. You'll win, Jurgen, you can win whatever gold's in there. I ship it, no matter who wins it, I'll ship it overseas. It doesn't matter. No, I appreciate that. Thank you, Brian. Yeah, I mean, it always bugs me when I watch somebody's video and they're like, oh, I'm going to be reviewing this Martin Gold prospecting pan. It's the best pan in the world. That's not reviewing it. They're just telling somebody it's the best pan in the world. I want to see you use it and, test it. If you say, I'm going to be testing Dream Mat in a blue bowl, weigh out 2 grams of -400 gold, run it through the blue bowl, weigh it up, and see how much it caught. That's the best way to review something, is having a set amount of something and then testing it and seeing how much comes out. You don't just say, oh, it's great, it's wonderful, and show you using it, because that doesn't mean anything. I could take a dish rag and put it in a sluice and just say, oh, wow, this looks great, it works perfectly. And the only reason someone does a review like that is if they got the item for free. And if they got the item for free, it's not really a review. They're just being a product endorsement, and they're just, getting themselves free equipment. That's all they're doing. And, I don't have a lot of room. I don't need lots of free equipment, I do have some equipment to review that I've never gotten around to. I have one thing. It's sitting right over here. And I hate it. It was like $100 piece of equipment for fine gold. And I bought it, and the first thing it did was break some of my equipment. So I will get to that. This summer, soon enough, I will get to that. And see, if I'd have gotten that for free, I'd feel bad for giving them a bad review. But it's probably going to be a bad review because I just don't like the thing. Yeah, that's all it is a sales pitch, you know. All right, let's go pull some names. I need to go check everything, make sure everyone's comments go through. Give me 1 second. I hate this new dashboard. All right, the only spam that got blocked was actually people with spam. So, all right. Let's go and shrink me down. And let's pull some names. See who won, if anyone won. Yeah, good luck to everyone. Let's see. Fetch those comments. Anything goes. There you go. There you go, John. 17. Nope. 21 and 13. So we'll do 13 first. Nothing. And 21. Where's 21 at? There you go. Nothing. Sorry about that. But you will win a mystery envelope. I will send you that. Make sure you email me just for my records. I know sometimes I don't tell y'all to email me, but just email me because it makes it easier. I can reply to you and tell you I've shipped out your mystery envelope. So thank you for playing, John, but you did not win. Now let's pick another winner. Orange Crush. 22. Where's that one at? Nothing. 33. Finding these things is always pain. Nothing. And 44. Nothing. I have to double check, even though I knew that wasn't a winner. I have to double check because last time the winner was a gold dime I forgot in there. And Orange Crush, I will email you. I know your email, so I will email you. Or if you watch this video, email me so I can remember to send off your prize. And last person, Gregory Littleton, 21, already picked. So we both know that was a loser. 31, the loser. And 36. Nothing. Sadly, nobody won today. You all won mystery envelopes that either have copper, silver, or gold in them. And the winning number today was lucky number 7. There you go. The lucky number 7 was the winner that nobody picked. Now you can look at my ugly mug some more. Since you didn't pick the winners, you all are forced to look at my ugly mug now. So congrats to everyone for playing. You at least won a mystery envelope. And all the mystery envelopes have copper, silver, or gold in them. So, and no, it was not 12, Sherwood. It was 7. So, but at least you don't leave empty-handed. You at least won something, so. Eric Silver. Yeah. I don't think I would be good at guessing this because I would always be guessing like corners and things like that. And I didn't think anyone would guess 7. That's why I picked 7. I was like, that's you know, that should be the one everyone picks, but people will usually not pick it, so. But I figured one person might, so. I need to go through. I need to start reading the chat after the show just to see how many people guessed the right number. Trying to figure out what to do with the tailings from your brick Sherwood prospect and crush it up some more and then pan it out some more. Adam Lomas. Well, it doesn't always help picking the right number. I have to pick your name, too. If I don't pick your name, then it doesn't help. You have to be double lucky, pretty much, on this. You have to actually get your name picked and pick the right number. But next week, there will be 2 dimes in there, so it'll make it easier. But I'm going to end my stream. I appreciate everyone who joined me for my live stream. And I will have a review up Saturday of some eBay Paydirt. So make sure you watch that. And then Monday, I'll have another review up with more Paydirt. And we're going to have a lot of Paydirt reviews this month. And next Thursday, I will be doing another live show. And it will be more live panning. I've decided not to do any more dime roll hunting, because my kids got kind of upset that I went through their dimes and I filled their books without them. So I'm only going to do gold panning live shows until I can think of something new. The dime hunting is just something I will keep doing with my kids. So, and maybe if I find some good dimes one day or a good roll, I'll record them and shoot a video of them. But that's going to be it. So thanks everyone for watching. As always, happy panning. And if you're not a subscriber for whatever reason, I don't know why you're watching my live show, but if you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button below. So everyone make sure you stay safe too, all right?